Hey guys, welcome back. This is video number 3 of our geometry folder number 2, and today we're going to talk about supplementary and complementary angles. This is a new skill for 6th grade. Please make sure that you pay very close attention to this video because this is something that you will definitely be tested on. Your objective for this video is, as a student, you should be able to identify and calculate supplementary and complementary angles. That just simply means you need to identify when we see one, and you need to do a little adding and subtracting to find missing ones. We're going to go ahead and get started. You need graphic organizer number 6, side 2. You should already have this graphic organizer. It's just the back side. And all you're going to do is you're going to write the definition and put down some examples. We'll tell you when to do that in just a few minutes. Okay? We're going to get started by watching this fun and wonderful video. Right? It's not really fun, but it's kind of funny. Here we go. All right, and...
Complementary and Supplementary Angles, a la Schmuck. Claude the Sad Clown has been doing his best to make kids happy at the Smiling Circus. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much luck. A new fun house is scheduled to be built at the Smiling Circus, and all the clowns, Boo Boo, Dimples, Twinkle Toes, and Dr. Gigglestein, thought it might cheer Claude if they allowed him to build it. Plus, that way he won't depress the rest of the visitors. While building one of the windows for the funhouse, Claude finds that the window needs a diagonal brace to support it. If the corner of the window is at a right angle and the brace is at a 50-degree angle from the bottom, how many degrees from the side is the brace? Alright, so let's think this through. First things first, let's label our angles. The corner of the window is a right angle, so let's indicate that with a box in the corner. It's also good to keep in mind that right angles are 90 degrees in measure. The only other angle we know is from the bottom to the brace, which is 50 degrees. We want to find the measure of the other angle. Since we don't know it yet, let's call it, x. How clever. To solve this, we can use the idea of complementary angles. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. You look lovely. You look lovely. No, you do. Oh, you do. Or two angles whose measures add up to 90 degrees.
Alright guys, at this time I know you see that little box right there. We're going to go ahead and close it. Okay. This is the definition for complementary angles. Make sure you're on the complementary side. This is the definition. Complementary angles are just two angles whose measures add up to 90 degrees, or two angles whose measures create a right angle. Make sure you write that down, and you can even put this one down as one of those examples. We're going to let it finish though. You might want to pause if it takes you a couple extra seconds. We're going to continue.
Since x and the 50-degree angle add up to 90 degrees, we can find x by solving the equation x plus 50 equals 90. Subtracting 50 from both sides gives us a value of 40 degrees for x. Feeling a little less sad, Claude goes on to build the floor. He wants to make the door to the funhouse tilted so that it's at an angle of 65 degrees. How tilted must the door frame be in relation to the wall? Again, we should start by labeling our angles. We know that the angle of the door is 65 degrees, and we'll call the other one x, since we don't know it yet. Even though the door frame is tilted, the floor is still a straight angle. Since we know straight angles are 180 degrees in measure, the two angles here are supplementary angles, or two angles whose measures add up to 180 degrees.
Alright, and once again, you have the definition for supplementary angles. Remember, they create a straight line. If you look at this video, and I draw on it really quickly, you will see that from here to here, in this red box, is a straight angle. Straight angles are 180 degrees, and what we are going to do is we're going to have two angles whose measures add up to that 180 degrees. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out the value of x. All you simply need to do is 180 degrees minus the 65 you already know, and that will give you x. Or you can do it the equation method like in this video. We're going to let you continue. Here we go.
Since we know the two angles add up to 180 degrees, we can set the equation x plus 65 equals 180 and solve for x. So subtracting 65 from both sides gives us x equals 115 degrees as our answer. Claude has figured out all the angles in his funhouse, and building it has made him much happier. He still has the occasional relapse.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue after this video. Supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. Remember, that was the second part of the video. They add up to 180 degrees because they form a straight line, okay? If you see on the right, this one that looks a little funny, those two add up to 180 degrees because 140 plus 40 equal 180. These are both supplementary angles, both of them right here. Okay? They're both pretty good. Now, these are two examples that you want to write down on your graphic organizer. We're going to move on. We also have complementary angles, and those are the ones that add up to 90 degrees. And we've got two of these examples as well. Okay, if you look very closely, you should put both of these on your wonderful graphic organizer as well. Now, here's a little video just to show you how to remember them. It's pretty quick, it's really easy, and this is the last part of this video. So we're going to go ahead and get started.
This is an L square used to measure right angles, which are 90 degrees. 90-degree corners are found everywhere in buildings, against walls, in doorways, on the floor. Sometimes in the real world, two angles join together to form a right angle. Other times, two angles join together to form a straight angle. These two angles together form a right angle. We call them complementary because when you add them, they equal 90 degrees. This step is a great example of two angles that form a straight line. These two angles are called supplementary because together they add up to 180 degrees. It's confusing because complementary and supplementary sound alike. I have 3 ways to help you remember them. Don't feel like you have to memorize all 3 ways. Pick the one that makes the most sense for you and remember that one. In the alphabet, the letter C for complementary comes before the letter S for supplementary. And in a number line, 90 comes before 180. So C complementary goes with 90 degrees, and S supplementary goes with 180 degrees. A corner is a 90-degree angle, and a corner is complementary. C for C. A straight angle equals 180 degrees, and supplementary angles are straight angles. S for S. Supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. The word complementary has 1 P in it. If I take that P and turn it around, it looks like a 9. Put a 0 on it and it's 90. Complementary is 90 degrees. The word supplementary has 2 P's in it. Turn those P's around and they're 9s. Add your zeros to the end. 90 plus 90 equals 180. Supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you guys should be able to identify at this time complementary and supplementary angles. That being said, you might be given 2 angles, such as these 2 right here, right? And they might tell you what one of them is. So for example, this one might be 40 degrees. What they're going to ask you to do is find x. Well, that's really simple. This is a complementary angle because it's going to add up to 90 degrees. Yes, it's going to add up to 90 degrees because it forms a right angle. All you would need to do to find the missing value is to go ahead and put 90 minus the 40, and that gives you the 50 remaining, and x would equal 50. You would do the same thing for supplementary angles. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a warm-up. This is actually worksheet number 5. It does look a lot different than this. I just wanted to use this slide to help you out. Good luck, and have a wonderful day.